What is going on, Pats Nation? You guys already know who it is. Patriots Global here, back with another video, and in this one, I want to talk about reports coming out that Tom Brady, yes, you heard that right, Tom Brady could be returning to the New England Patriots for the 2023 season. Now, this is also not coming from just my perspective or my opinion. This storyline is coming out because a professional NFL reporter, a very reliable NFL reporter that actually covered the New England Patriots from 2009 to 2021 in Jeff Howe from The Athletic, came out and said not to, and I quote, write off the Patriots in a return of Tom Brady to the team in the 2023 season, or essentially in a few months here in free agency, because Tom Brady will be a free agent. And he also went as far as to say that Bill Belichick and Tom Brady have, and I quote, an abundance of respect for one another. And I think that's one of the big question marks here that a lot of Patriots fans will touch on is, okay, well, we heard that when Tom Brady left that there was a lot of hate between him and Bill Belichick, that even when Brady was here over the last couple of seasons, there were issues between him and Tom Brady, and that's one of the big deciding factors that essentially made him leave. It's still going to be speculation for many years to come, but what I will say is that last year in 2021, when the New England Patriots hosted the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Gillette Stadium, Tom Brady coming back home to Gillette, Bill Belichick and Brady actually had a little bit of a meeting, a planned meeting where they talked for about a half hour after that game concluded. And since then, they've had nothing but good words for each other, nothing but respect for each other. So it looks like that bridge isn't burned and that those two are at least on good terms. Tom Brady himself is going to be at a very questionable standpoint when this 2022 season is over, because he's 45. He said he wanted to play till 45. Now he's talking about potentially playing till 50, which we'll just have to see. But like I said before, he's going to be a free agent at the end of this season as we approach the new league year, which means he's going to have to make a decision on his football future, whether that's what team he's going to play with and if he returns for a 24th season, or if he finally steps back and says, you know what, I'm going to retire, which honestly, I don't see Brady doing. He retired for a little bit, in the offseason, and then a couple weeks later came back after everything that happened with his wife and them getting divorced. And we all know she's wanted him to retire for many, many years. And all the issues that are coming out with their official divorce. I don't see Brady a few months later saying, you know what, I just got divorced from my wife who wanted me to retire for years. But now that we're divorced, I'll retire. I just don't see that happen. I think, if anything, he wants to play football more than ever. He's going to be motivated more than ever. The question mark is going to be at which team is he going to decide to play for. He spent 3 years with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We all know his first year went extremely well, very successful, goes on to win the Super Bowl. That second year with the team, not as successful, still a good season. They make it to the playoffs, but they end up losing in the divisional round. This year, Tom Brady is not even going to make it to the playoffs, posting his worst season in his entire career. And, you can say, well, maybe he'll resign with the Bucs, but I can't see him doing that. Their coaching staff, since Bruce Arians has left, has not been good. The outlook on the entire team of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers does not look good. That defense has taken a big step back. That offensive line also does not look good. It's really not this complete team that it was when Tom Brady joined back in 2020, I believe. And we all know Tom Brady, right? Tom Brady wants to go somewhere where he's going to be confident, where he's going to ultimately succeed, and where he's just going to win. And I really think that only leaves so many teams, because I don't think that Tom Brady wants to start from the beginning, right? He doesn't want to go through another Patriots and Buccaneer situation where he has to come into a franchise, set the atmosphere, build a new culture, learn a new playbook, build new chemistry, uproot his life once again. I just don't see him wanting to do that at this point in his career because, again, he really is just one more step to finally retiring, which to me really only leaves a total of 4 teams. 4 teams to me that Tom Brady could realistically go to. Now, despite all the issues with the Buccaneers, he could still decide to stick around and hope that things will tough it out, and this was just a down season. I just don't see that happening. Next up, he could return to the New England Patriots, right? This is an atmosphere that he's been in for the majority of his career. He knows the system. He knows the coaching. I mean, heck, he's going through a lot mentally right now. He's going through a life crisis right now. One of the best things you can do is be somewhere you feel at home, and he knows that nonetheless that's going to be Boston, although things didn't exactly end as Patriots fans wanted between us, or between them rather. But this is still his home, and it's been his home for many years. Not to mention that this team is in a much better place than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are. We still have a great special teams. We have an absolute, well, I can't say flawless, but mostly flawless defense that's only going to get better with $50 to $70 million in cap space. Our only issues have really been on offense, and our offense is much different than what it was when Tom Brady was last here in 2019. We have actual weapons now. We have 2 top 10 tight ends that just haven't really been utilized. We have 2 speedsters. Well, we'll have 1 because Nelson Aguilar will be a free agent. But you have a young speedster in Tyquan Thornton. You have Jacoby Myers, who he's built a repertoire with before. You have Kendrick Bourne, who I think Brady could have absolute magic with. You have Devontae Parker, who I also think Brady could have absolute magic with. It's a night and day difference compared to what it was when he left to what it is now. And when you look at things, Brady really only asked for weapons. He just wanted an offensive line to keep him upright, and he wanted weapons to throw to, and the Patriots for several years weren't able to give him that. And then really, 1 year removed from Tom Brady, we go out and finally add weapons. And although Josh McDaniels isn't here, you have to hope that the Patriots can go out and obtain someone like Bill O'Brien in the offseason, who, again, Brady does have a good relationship with, has a past relationship with, as Bill O'Brien was the former offensive coordinator for the Patriots at one point with Tom Brady. And Brady knows, too, that the adjustment from Tampa Bay back to Boston won't be anything but light work because, again, he knows the system, he knows the playbook, he's only 3 years removed. And really, this is his best case at winning. If Brady wants to continue to win and be in the Super Bowl, this is his best way at doing so. And this is the Patriots' best way at being back in the Super Bowl and succeeding once again. My only other 2 teams that I could see him going would be the San Francisco 49ers, just because that was his team growing up. He wanted to go to the 49ers originally when leaving the Patriots before signing with the Bucs. We know that, the Bucs do still have Trey Lance, who was out for the season very early on in the season, so they had to go back to Jimmy Garoppolo. They did draft Trey Lance in the first round, I believe, like the 3rd pick overall. So, the question is really, do they want Tom Brady and do they want to win now, or do they want to see what they have in their young quarterback who they just drafted last year in 2021 and see what they have in him, especially while he's on that rookie deal? And then the last team that I could see Tom Brady going to would be, unfortunately, and you got to hope he wouldn't do this to Boston, but would be the Miami Dolphins, because we heard that even while that 2019 season was going on, while he was with that Patriots in his final year, him and the Dolphins were actually talking about him potentially signing with them in the offseason. Now, obviously, it's a different coach there at this point. I think he's built a really great atmosphere. They actually have the best offense in the NFL statistically and graded wise. And Tua has taken a big leap forward this year. So, although I definitely think they'd be better with Brady than they would Tua, the question mark for the Dolphins would kind of just be like, if you're succeeding, if Tua's top 5 in passing yards, and you have the best offense and the number 1 offense in the NFL, what would be the point in switching things up and really risking that change of dynamic? Because I'm sure any team would love Tom Brady. Any team, no matter how good your offense is or how bad your offense is. But you have to ask yourself, is that adjustment really worth it? Because how much better would a team like the Dolphins really get when, again, you have the best overall offense? Now, former Patriots offensive lineman Matt Light was actually asked about this report and what he thinks if Brady will actually return to the Patriots, and this is what he had to say. Listen, I wouldn't put anything past him. Look, the guy wants to win, and he knows how to do it with a guy like Belichick. I think he's seen the difference now. He'd only played for Bill. Then he goes down to Tampa. He had a couple of head coaches down there. He could convincingly come back and want to be a proven winner. That would not shock me at all. When Tom Brady left the Patriots, there was this big storyline on, was it Brady or was it Belichick? And everyone thought that answer was very clear when Brady had one good season and won that Super Bowl right away in that first season away from the Patriots and Bill. But I think really Belichick and Brady both realized that they need each other because neither of those guys have truly been successful outside of Brady for 2020. Outside of then, none of those guys have truly been successful, and Brady has had to carry the weight of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on his shoulders for 3 years and is starting to tarnish him and his reputation and his winning style and his playing style and who he is as a player. And I think that Brady and Bill both kind of look back with clear eyes 3 years removed from the situation and saying, you know what, we took it for granted. Maybe we were both a little bit, hot-headed. And the best way to truly succeed is for us both to stay together. And man, if you're Brady, just come back and end your career in New England. Don't just sign a one-day contract to retire a Patriot. Come back and truly retire a Patriot because, he's really hit on every single storyline that he possibly could. Winning 7 Super Bowls, going to the Super Bowl for 3-4 years straight. Winning a Super Bowl in the first year with a new team. But man, it would be one heck of a storyline for Brady to leave the Patriots, win a Super Bowl the first year without them, 3 years later come back, win another Super Bowl or 2 with us, and then retire a Patriot. That is a true cinematic movie ending to his career. Because, man, let me tell you, it would be one heck of a storyline that I would love nothing more but to put out on this channel for the entire National Football League to think that darkness is over and to start, praising the Chiefs and the Bills as the new AFC and the face of the NFL. But for have darkness to come back and have Bill Belichick and Tom Brady back together on the Patriots, I think that gives chills down everybody's spine. And I think the only question left to hit on here is what happens with Mac Jones? 2021, the Patriots use a first-round pick on him. Do you really think Bill Belichick goes, hey, Tom Brady, let's go, starting quarterback, when, again, Mac Jones had a great rookie year, comes in, makes NFL Top 100 and a Pro Bowl, but takes a step back in 2022, which I completely stand behind, is not his fault. Now, Jeff Howe did touch on this a little bit, saying that the Patriots could actually look to move on and trade Mac Jones if they do get Brady back. I think it'd be a very bad move for them to do so. You just use a top 15 pick on him. And again, I don't think these struggles and the step back has been his fault. And I actually think if you're able to get Brady back and have Mac Jones sit for like a year or 2, I think that's an absolute excellent move for the development of Mac Jones because you don't even really have to worry about that contract right now because you have him on that rookie deal, right? Not to mention you still have that 5th-year option for Mac if you want to sign him to it. We're already saying 2 years in for Mac, and even before he was joining the Patriots, that he was a perfect Patriot because he's very clearly similar to Tom Brady. So for Mac Jones to sit back for a year or 2 and learn behind the greatest quarterback of all time that has really the exact same playing style as him, I think would only be beneficial for Mac Jones. And if I'm Mac Jones, although I'm not able to actually be a starting quarterback or really play for a year or 2, you're sitting back and you're learning from the greatest of all time, a guy who has the same playing style as you and has played in this system. And just to know that you're going to play in that same system after Tom Brady, after being able to just look at him and pick up and nitpick his brain, on the little details in the same system that you're going to take over for, I mean, if I'm Mac, I am agreeing to that in a heartbeat. Because I truly do believe that that will only make Mac Jones himself a better player once he takes over the reins for New England again. But what are your guys' thoughts on this storyline, and would you like to see Tom Brady back with the New England Patriots as our starting quarterback in 2023? Let me know in the comment section below. Remember to leave a big like on this video, guys. It really helps me and the channel out, along with commenting in the comment section what your thoughts on this are and how you feel about this. And of course, subscribing to the channel for all of your New England Patriots news if you have not already. But like always, I really appreciate you guys for watching, and go Pats.